Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. In this video, I'm going to talk about health insights within OKTA, right? So what are those and how those can help us to improve our overall OKTA tenant secure score, right? And how we can improve on security as well of the OKTA tenant overall. So there are different recommendations for us to go ahead and work on those. And by implementing those recommendations, it helps us to improve on security as well as it helps us to improve our security score as well, right? So I'm going to show you that real quick in this video, and then I'm going to show you how we can take the actions on those recommendations, and it is going to also show us what is the impact of that each of those recommendations basis on the impact that's going to happen on the organization overall, and how it is going to change anything as in from the security side if there are something which really need to be configured as a baseline at minimum, and if not, then we should be able to do it for the whole tenant and without impacting user base, without impacting the whole tenant and the whole organization at the end, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Let me share the screen quickly here, and I would simply show you how we can do that. So just a minute here. All right. So you should be able to see it. All right, let's go ahead and share it. So perfect. So here I'm on Okta portal under the administrator. You can see I have opened the health insights where we can see all the health related or the overall security of the tenant. Since it is redirected back. So let me go back. So it is under security. And then if you go here, which is health insights, right? And from here, you can see there are three tabs at the top: incomplete, complete, and dismissed, right? So you can see there are few recommendations for us to take appropriate actions. At the same time, it also shows the impact of each of those, right? So impact of each of those recommendations for our tenant for overall Okta tenant and subscription, and what it is recommending us to go ahead and do the appropriate changes, right? So what are those? We will look one by one. And also you can see this completed. So these are the completed ones where you can see uh, the actions or the recommendations as well as the security impact on each of those. So including critical, high, moderate, right? So those are the things here we can see. And if you expand each of those, you can see that Okta strongly recommends that you protect your Okta admin console with MFA. So this is that recommendation, which is critical for this tenant and which is already completed. You can see that is why it is under the completed section here. At the same time, you can see other notifications or other completed recommendations. And under the dismiss, there is nothing because I haven't really dismissed or closed any of those recommendations at all, right? And there is also a document if in case we wanted to go ahead and see in detail view of each of those capabilities, we can go ahead and see that and explore more on it, right? But for now, I'm going to simply go ahead and show you or walk you through each of these. So let's say I wanted to work on this first, which says more than 75% of admins have super admin privileges. So let's expand this. And it says that admins should be assigned minimal permissions. Your organization contains more super admin than most organizations of your size. Okta recommends reviewing your admin to list to identify users that require super admin privileges, right? So it says that it totally depends on the organization size. If we have 5,000 users, then it is going to recommend maybe 3 to 5 a super administrator on the tenant. and that way we would be able to manage the whole tenant appropriately. And it means that we should not have a particular number, or let's say there is a small organization, maybe 100 or maybe 1,000 users, and if we have 10 or more super admins, then that is not going to be recommended here, right? So to minimize the impact on the super admin accounts and privileged administrators, right? That is why this is the recommendation where it says that we should have limited super admins, and we should assign the least privileges to the accounts or the users who are going to perform admin task, right? So here it says that security impact is critical. So for the same, on the second as well, you can see the critical, and it says go to security to take further actions. So on the action side here, you can see go to admin list. If I click on admin list here, it is going to redirect me to this page where I can see the administrators, and then you can see there are changes. So there is no change happened in last 7 days. And also you can see add administrator button here. If I wanted to add, I would be able to add it. And if I don't want, I can, from here, I need to select the user or group. Okay, just discard it. And from here, we need to save the changes by selecting that one. So for now, I'm not going to save anything. Rather, I'm going to click on roles. And here you see all the standard as well as custom roles that are available here, right? So I can select any one role, and then I can assign it. Also, I have an option to create a custom role, right? So I would be able to create a custom role, and that role can be assigned to a specific user across the Okta tenant, right? And then if I go to resources here, so there are no resources yet. So there is a button for us to go ahead and add resources, right? So to add resources, we need to either select the groups or users or whatever it is, and maybe we can select specific group, or maybe simply I will select all and then give it a name, resources sandbox, and then this should be to create. Perfect. So we have created resources, and then under admins, we can see that this is the account where it has the super admin permissions, right? I can go ahead and edit assignments or remove this assignment as well. Also, I have option to add the administrator accounts. Either I can assign it to a group, right? And then even if I can add it on the apps level, right? So this way we would be able to make the changes on the administrator account level and make sure we are doing it appropriately, right? So this way we can go ahead and complete each of those tasks. Let's say here is the how to change admin permissions. So this is simply redirecting us to the Microsoft, not Microsoft, but the Okta help documentation, where we can go ahead and see the recommendations and what are the expected changes, how we can do it, right? And this way we can drill down the changes and work on each of those. Let's say here it says SAML authentication supported but disabled for one application. And if I go to SAML report, here it is going to show it. So let's say if I click on convert SAML, it is going to redirect us to approve that one. And then let's see what it is showing. Okay, so this should be it. It says Okta browser plugin. Oh, that's a different one. That is not required for us, at least. But yeah, so this is completed and should be able to complete that one. Let's go back here and then security and then health insights. That is still, it is still not accepting. Convert to SAML. Okay, let's go ahead and see the policy and see what is it there. Okay, it shows enabled. That means it should be up and running and there shouldn't be any issues. So this is the application that I had added last time. All right, so let's go back and see from there how it shows. Or let me click on here. It says SAML and OIDC are authentication protocols that reduce resilience on password-based authentication. Okta recommends enabling SAML and disabling SWA for applications when possible. Okay, it says that we should use SAML instead of SWA method for applications and then make it use of that. So probably it is going to take time as it's already enabled and it should be removed from here and put into this completed section, right? So yeah, this is all for this video I wanted to show you, and then I can move to the next, which is authenticator, right? So I'm going to show you that as well. So currently you can see there are three options. We can add additional authenticator method or option, which includes all of these. So there are different duo security, email is already added, then FIDO2 WebAuthn, then Google, then password, which is already added, then the on-prem MFA that can be added, then Okta Verify, this is the already added and by default one, right? And IDP authenticator, then phone, then RSA, and then this three others, right? So yeah, these are the other authenticator which we can add and use it, right? So yeah, that's all. Yeah, I think meantime we can go ahead and add the authenticator as well and see what it says. Here it says set up telephony inline hook, which is needed for this to bring that capability with Okta, right? And currently that is not added. That means we need to add that from here and then add it. So here it should be name, URL, and what type of details of the authentication that we wanted to add. So we should have authentication field, a secret, and the authentication type, as well as the URL. So this is something which we need to get either from the telephony providers, or here's the help button, which we can get the help from. Let's say, go ahead and see what it needs exactly. So we can see there are a few details, and here's the link how we can add it. The external services endpoint URL to which we need to add, and then we would be able to set it up. All right. So yeah, that's all for this video. Also, you can see there are other details like clients, authentication ID, secrets, token URL, and scopes. And then other details if we are choosing OAuth 2.0 is using private key. So these are the details that we really need to add phone, SMS, or voice authentication method as a second factor or multi-factor authentication here. Right. So that's all. So yeah, that's all for this video. Hope you will like it. Please do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And also don't forget to share video with your friends, colleagues, and whoever needs to see and watch. And watch other videos about Microsoft 365. I have also created few videos on Teams, SharePoint, and also on the Entra ID, and few videos on Azure, and few videos on FinOps. So yeah, those are the videos I have created. So please do watch and do share with your friends and colleagues. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.